Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, I'm going to be trying to teach you guys how to counter Max. By try, I mean Max is a really strong brawler in the meta at the moment. There's not a ton of things that can counter Max. A lot of it can come down to just how much you kind of play the games, get to learn the interactions, but I'll be giving you my top tips on how to counter Max in the meta. As you guys probably have seen on Twitter or all the social medias, Brawl Talk is out tomorrow, and hopefully there will be some balance changes soon. So obviously this could change. Max could become a pretty trash brawler soon, but we'll see. In this current meta, Max is the strongest brawler, so yeah, we'll be trying to counter her in this video. Without further ado, let's jump into the games. Alright guys, moving on to the first brawler that mainly counters Max is going to be Pam. So this is mainly for gem grab, because Max obviously is good across like Brawl Ball, gem grab, not so good in bounty, heist she's really good in, obviously gem grab's not going to be the one that Max is strongest in, but this is where Pam shines on and definitely is a really good counter to Max, and it's mainly just due to her healing aspect, and she's really tanky. So 6.7k HP, she's got the healing turret as well, and once you can combine this with teammates as well, you've got the gadgets that keep her alive, which is really good. A lot of the times in competitive, Pam is brought out when there's a lot of Max in play. It's just a solid counter, and overall it really helps your team to establish control against Max, and Pam does have a high damage output as well as Max. The thing is about Max though, that everyone surely knows, she's got like unlimited ammo, so you definitely don't want to take her in too much of a gunfight. You got to kind of preserve your ammo. You got to try and play to your turret and try and stay as close as possible. That's a really good pull by Altara, but definitely don't want to be just in the open against the Max, just a 1v1 now. So you're going to be losing it majority of the time. There's not really any single brawler in the game that can beat Max just in like a single 1v1 interaction, just because of how fast Max's reload speed is. So I'm trying to take down the Max over here, staying away from my turret, so not really playing it to what I was saying, but this Max is going absolutely crazy at the moment. But yeah, gem grab, always be using Pam when you keep coming up against Max. Is just a really good counter. Pam's really good in gem grab overall, definitely her best mode. And yeah, you're going to have a really good success rate. Bow nearly going down. Didn't even have to use any of my gadgets inside of that game. But that's got to be the first counter. Not really showing how to use it to the full potential, but you kind of get the idea. Got to play around to the turrets. Always try and group up as much as possible, as long as it's not like a Tara or a Genie or anything. But yeah, Max is going to be really dominant inside of gem grab as well, but probably the weaker other modes. Let's hop into the next brawler. Alright guys, so next up is going to be Spike. So this rule applies also for gem grab, because Spike literally is one of the best gem grab brawlers. But if we're just talking about in general, kind of the way to counter Max, as you probably see, there's not really any off meta combinations you can really go to counter Max. Sadly, you kind of have to bring out the meta to beat Max, just because of how strong she is. You have to go as meta as possible. So Spike, as everyone knows, Spike curveball isn't really meta, but Spike just deals a lot of damage. You can stay safe from a distance with Spike and chip down Max. The only thing is Spike has a bit of a slow reload speed, and obviously is really squishy, so you've got to kind of keep your distance with Spike against the Max. But I feel like you can out chip a Max as long as I said you keep your distance, you keep chipping the Max down. Inside of gem grab, Spike literally is like an undefeated brawler. But that's going to be a really quick game. Let's just hop into another one to speak about. Alright, hopping into another then. So the meta at high trophies, probably like around 800 trophies at least. You're going to be seeing Max literally like everywhere inside of Brawl Ball, alongside with like Jean, Tara. So Spike is a really good counter to this. Obviously you can keep your distance, still 784 per shot, and I'd say 9 times out of 10, even with like a random Spike shot, you're going to be hitting the majority of the times. And against the Max, Max has a really high reload speed, so it's always about keeping the distance. Looking like Tara's going to get taken down there, but yeah, Spike going to be good everywhere. I think every single Brawl Ball map he's going to be good on. Even back your bowl he's going to be good on, so it's not really hard to pull out a Spike. But other brawlers I could probably teach you how to counter really well, but in this situation, Max I feel like really doesn't have a solid counter like a brawler where you think, oh yeah, let's go this brawler to hard counter. In competitive, that just isn't the case, sadly. There's just no brawler where you can actually hard counter, but there's always meta brawlers that are going to be like just as good as her in different ways, so you got to kind of bring them out in this situation. But it's probably what you guys haven't been looking forward to, but I believe Max soon will get a big nerf, so you'll be seeing not as good as before. But looking like I could maybe squeeze this one in. No, that's a good CP from the Surge. But yeah, I mean, I wish I had some like really OP strategies. I mean, the first one I said, Pam is going to be really good in gem grab. Maybe you can bring her out in siege and Brawl in a few different maps, but it's very map specific. And as I said, you just got to kind of learn these things. You got to play the game a lot to kind of understand the interactions, what to do, what to not do against certain brawlers. But you got to learn in situations where you make mistakes, and from them mistakes, that's what I tend to learn the most. So looking like we could probably go score here. And obviously when Max has got speed, you got to play a bit more passive, wait for the speed to go, and then try and capitalize. It's like the same with Gene Pool. You got to try and bait it out and just wait. So they've got max speed here, so kind of you can just get pushed back automatically. You kind of have to push back unless you've got your own max speed to kind of counter their max speed. So you've got to sit back, wait for that max speed to kind of run its distance, and then go back into the fight. So we could just keep on pin back. Not really had to face Max too much in our interactions, but in a 1v1 battle, as I said, there's literally no single brawler in the game that's going to be able to compete. So it's all about just trying to stay alive, trying to chip the Max down. But that's going to be Spike. That's going to be a really good counter to Max. Well, as big as a counter he can get, really, just because of how strong he is on his own. Let's hop into another brawler. All right, guys, so the next way to counter Max is to counter Max by using a Max itself. So I know you're probably looking for like someone not to use other than Max, but I mean, if you're looking to counter Max, sometimes because the brawler's that good, you just have to run Max yourself, which is really disappointing because, you know, most of the time with certain brawlers in the meta, you can just run a different brawler to counter it. But I feel like because of how strong this brawler actually is, you kind of have to use Max in a lot of different comps if you're looking to push really high. So obviously, as I said, Brawl Talk will be out soon, and I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing a Max nerf. She's been strong for a very long time now, so a lot of the times when struggling, you kind of need like a Max in your composition. I wouldn't say she's like completely broken, but she's definitely the strongest brawler in the game right now. So most of the times you kind of just need to run a Max in your comp. So I need to speed up our Pam here. Hopefully we can actually push up. But inside of Heist, Max is going to be a good brawler, I would say, on every single map. Again, she's just absolutely amazing in this meta. She's just not really many maps and modes that she's bad on. The only mode I would say she's bad on is Bounty. I mean, there's map specific where she's not going to be the best in, but this is definitely a good map for her and a really good mode, as I said. So not really, well, that was a really weird Max dash then, but yeah, Max using Max herself in the comp is going to be really good with a ton of brawlers in Brawl. Gem Grab is going to synergize well with the likes of Tara, Carl, Jean. Jean's really good synergy with Max, probably the best synergy with Max. That'll be the one you'll be seeing the most, Jean. I mean, you can even use Jean on like duo showdown together. You can use Jean on Brawl. That duo is literally so deadly. Gem Grab, you can use it because the Max speed, Jean Paul, it's just such a good combination. Same with like a Tara super as well. It's just such a good combination. But yeah, using Max itself is a way to counter Max just because of how strong the brawler is. If you can't beat it, you kind of have to join it in a way. So a bit disappointing, yeah, I know, but I need to actually heal up, getting tapped up a bit. But the reason why she's so strong, I feel like, is definitely because of the amount of speed she gets as well. There's been a recent buff to how many speeds she gets. She's got a really good gadget, one of the best gadgets in the game. It just makes it so you can tank shots, which is kind of insane. I mean, I'm just going to leave the my teammates to defend now. I should be able to actually defend this on my end this on my own. Actually, Max actually came back there, but yeah, Max just completely broken. As I said, sometimes you just have to go the meta to win. So that's going to be another win for us. I'm actually playing with fans in my club, so that's the way I'm getting this gameplay. But that's going to be another win for us. That's going to be Max. She's completely broken, so run Max if you want to beat it. Let's hop into the next brawl. All right, guys, moving on to another mode that Max is completely broken on. Again, it's going to be Siege. So normally I would run at Max in my comp for most times, but inside of this you can actually use BB, but I'm just going to say that Jean is a really good counter to Max. The fact that he doesn't actually free shot Max, so when you pull you can't actually get a free tap on her, I mean, but once you get her lower than 4,200, you're able to just to pull and it kills straight like that. So Jean's a really good counter. You got to watch out for the Max dashes though, because they do tend to counter Jean a lot. But a lot of the time I'll just like flash my super, try and bait out the Max dash, and once you're able to get rid of that, you're able just to pull safely. But yeah, Jean's a really good counter to Max because Jean's one of the best combinations with Max, and as I said, you can just kind of keep Max low. You got to be careful for the long range interactions because Max can obviously take advantage of her really fast reload speed and kind of out damage Jean at a distance. But just Jean's mechanics overall does kind of counter Max really well. I mean, Jean's a really good synergy brawler, and playing against Max, you really need good synergy. You need to stay together as a team. a lot of the time, just try and defeat her. She's like a boss brawler in that aspect, because you definitely need some good team synergy. So I'm going to pull with Jean over here. Actually, no, I'm going to completely miss what we're talking about, but yeah, looking like we're able to get this one down. But a lot of time in comp, Max is used. She's just really good on offense, defense. That gadget is going to be one of the main reasons why you're able to bridge the gap a lot of the time. So I'm going to use Jean pull here, take down that Barley. They're probably going to defend that, but we've got positioning, so it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, Max so dominant. This Max hasn't really done too much inside of this one, but it's all about keeping the Max low. As long as she's not next to a Jean, it's going to be pretty good. As I said, keep trying to flash this pull. I'm going to use the pull on the Max now. I can use gadget as well to kill her as well. Should be able to get this Jean as well. Let's pull the Jean towards us. Should be able to get him down. Even if I make this sacrifice, I know we're going to win that one. So yeah, Max really good in Siege. I would say near enough every single map, again, she's going to be dominant on certain maps like Factory Rush. You can use like a Pam to counter the Max, but a lot of times, again, you kind of have to run Max. But Jean definitely is a solid counter as long as you know your interactions. As I said, make sure the Max is at least like 4,200 HP, because that's obviously 3 Jean shots to take her down. But then again, you got to watch out for her dash. That's a really good counter to Jean. But other than that, as long as you know the ranges to pull the Max out when she's below that certain range, when you can like 2-tap a Max when she's really low, that Jean pull is going to be really clutch and take her down. So that's going to be another counter to Max. Let's hop into the next one. Right guys, so moving on to one of the most important tips. I know Surge is a pretty decent counter to Max in a way, but one of the most important tips you got to try and learn against Max is that she's a brawler that really punishes ammo deficiency. And what I mean by that is that a good Max will kind of learn if you've wasted a bunch of ammo, and then she can use her gadget to good effect, getting really close. So like brawlers that are really bad in close-up fights, so like even like throwers are really bad in close-up fights, what good Maxes will do, they'll try and wait for you to waste a few ammos and then like dash in, tank a few shots with that gadget, because that gadget is completely broken, and close the gap and just melt you down. Even brawlers like Cole, a lot of people think that Cole's really meta and a good pick against a Max, but what a good Max will do is try and hug the walls against a Cole, and then use that gadget to try and bridge the gap against them against the Cole, and then just dash on and just spam that auto aim and just take him down. It's really that simple when you're a Max against a Cole. It's so easy to try and take down a bunch of different brawlers. But again, if you're against a Max yourself, you gotta try and like hug the wall, try and get the Max to waste ammo, slowly chip the Max down from a distance, and just kind of play it safe. You don't need to make any rush kind of play. You need to play it safe, you need to play as a team. A lot of the times a good Max will obviously punish you, especially if you've got low slow reload speed. Try not to use brawlers with a slow reload speed. Try not to use people who are bad in close proximity, but obviously you just got to try and use brawlers that are good, that are not completely trash against the Max. So a lot of times, so like a Dynamite for example, or the throwers I just mentioned, brawlers that are just probably like the range as well. So I'm thinking the likes of Primo isn't going to be that good against Max. Max can just completely shred a Primo. I think Surge is going to be good against Max because you can just TP against her if needed, and he does a decent amount of damage as well. I'm just spamming the auto aim here and I'm just doing a ton of damage, but yeah, I mean, there's not really too much more to say. I'm hoping that she gets nerfed in a little bit more of a way, and then there'll be more brawlers that counter her. I know Mr. P used to be a decent counter to Max. I know that obviously he doesn't really have the best capabilities up close, but he used to be a really good counter to Max. A lot of times in competitive, we used to bring out Max, but now Mr. P's light spawners and turret take less bullets to take down, and Max gets a super more frequently. This just really isn't a solid option you can take down Max with, but this is going to be my best chance at trying to counter Max. Alright guys, this is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to give my best thoughts on how to counter Max. As I said a bunch of times, she's so strong in this meta. It's really map dependent, and it's really hard to do it in one video, to go through like every single map, every single interaction, to go through how to counter the brawler, especially when there's balance changes coming. So once the update drops, once balance changes happen, I'll try and make them videos as frequently as possible. Try and go through a ton of interactions, go through a ton of maps, try and teach you guys how to improve. So that's going to be the end of today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.